Just out watering the wife's flowers, and I saw the barred owl fly across, so I went and grabbed the camera, and as I was standing here I heard a wood knock. What am I hearing? Ugh. Mosquitoes are terrible. And I haven't even stepped into the swamp yet. Oh, I don't think I can do this, guys. The mosquitoes are just... yeah, they're peak right now. I am hearing something. Very distant. There was another knock right there. What was that? I felt something more than heard, like a rumble in my chest right there. Okay, so that's 2 knocks I heard tonight, and I was hearing a distant, like, yell. Oh, the bugs are just too bad, guys. Like, look, I'm bleeding already. Maybe tonight I can sit in the screened-in gazebo, you know, midnight or something on the deck. If it gets a little colder, these bugs won't be so bad. And we'll bring the parabolic dish out and we'll just do some listening, because this is prime time of year when we do get knocks and yells and whoops and things from back in there. So maybe tonight that's what we'll do. I'll show you guys how wet it's been here the last 3 days. It has been raining non-stop. My fire pit is right full of water, and that's like 1.5 feet deep right there. So it has rained a lot. But yes, I'm still out here watering the flowers just in case, because if they die, my wife will be upset. Hey guys, editing Gary jumping in. Last night I was supposed to sit on the deck and run the parabolic dish because I had heard a couple of wood knocks in the afternoon. That didn't happen because Grant called me and wanted me to go out to his house and look at the findings from the paranormal fishing video that we did up at Dad's camp on the Ottawa River. So I did that, and that's what this video is going to be. along with a reminder for you guys to check out my main channel on Frequented World, because you'll get both fishing videos, part 1 and part 2, which is all paranormal. And watch Grant's channel, Optimal Frequency, because he does the water sessions and then he analyzes it using software. He runs the recordings through there, cleans it up, and he gets voices. It's crazy stuff. So my main channel on Frequented World, Grant's channel, we've got the fishing adventures. Last night we did another session in his garage discussing and asking questions to further what we had heard on our trip up the Ottawa River. So it's all tied together. I can't get in the woods back here because the bugs are so bad right now. So enjoy this video, and we'll catch you guys back on the trails, hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks when the bugs start to die down. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, I just got a call from Grant. I was going to go out on the deck and do a parabolic session, and he wants me to go out to his place because he finished analyzing our fishing trip that we did, and he said he wants me to watch this video and get my reaction, and then we're going to do a session at his place. So both of our wives are out of town tonight, so all right, I'm packing up a bag and heading out to Grant's. Okay, so I grabbed the camcorder bag. So we've got the Sony with the night vision, we've got an infrared flashlight, we've got a regular headlamp, we've got our lantern, I got the parabolic dish, some snacks, and we're good to go. Made it to Grant's. Gonna go down and check out the video that we just did up at the lake. I had one Caesar left in the fridge, so lucky me. This might need to be closer, I don't know. Yeah, I got the first question. Okay, ask away. Definitely two voices there. What is the entity up here at the camp that suffocates people when they're sleeping? Is it just old human spirits from the families that were up here in the 1940s and 50s? Or is it another tribal entity brought in by the tribes from the 1700s to protect the land? There's definitely two voices there. But I really think the first question should have been, where did the old man hide the key? Is there beer in the camp? And did he do it to spite us because he didn't want us going in there because he's so cranky? And how do you spirits feel about his disposition? Hear that voice? I did hear something. Is he having some mental issues? Is he getting old and starting to lose it? Why are you shaking your head? Definitely two voices again. Now that yes, that one was yes, is one of the clearer that I heard in there. You know, if this is some static thing that we're just getting off a generic software analysis algorithm, it should all sound the same.
Well,
right?
It always makes sentences.
I know.
Sentences.
But you wouldn't have a male voice and a female voice, I'm saying. It's just...
Do you want to tell me about the native wars that were up here? Between the French and the natives and the English?
The Iroquois and the Huron. Let's talk about fighting.
The voices usually aren't that good. You might want to run your hack shack at the same time.
Oh yeah, I can run hack shack. I forgot about that. Are we going to catch any fish? That was friggin' clear, man. Somebody's father is in the woods.
Yeah.
That was clear as anything. What was the name of the family that owned the camp back in the 1950s? It's like they were answering the question that I just asked before I asked it. Talking about the family.
I kind of was thinking the same thing right now. The father, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the family from the 1950s, and they're saying somebody's father was in the woods. Well, yeah, he was. He found a beautiful spot and said, let's build a camp here.
Well, see, when I recorded it or when I listened to it, I thought they meant that there was a spirit of somebody in the woods while we were sitting there, but hard to say, but it was a clear sentence.
The name is on the fence. I said there was a sign.
You say it in a minute, but it really is on the fence. There's a fence, an old grating, and it's on the fence post.
La Framboise, wasn't it?
It's on a sign over there in the bush.
I think it's La Framboise. For some reason, I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, you are right.
En français.
Completely different voice.
Parlez-vous
right
français?
Comment ça va? Is this in preparation for Doug coming through? Because when I did my video at some point here, I don't remember where, Doug comes through and says, Douglas. So we're going to listen to this. I'm ready. Speak once. They were best friends.
I never thought about that, but yes, at some point, pay attention. I don't know if it's soon or when it comes. Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, that's what made me think of right away was Doug. What do you guys think of the way that Dad let the camp and the property run down? I bet there were a lot of parties and good times up here back then. Skinny dipping in the water.
We had a lot of good years up here.
Yeah, a lot of good fishing trips up here.
That one's clear.
That's super clear. So, who's jealous? Are we talking about the spirits of the family that built this place now watching us enjoy it for the last 30 years saying, I'm jealous, I'm not there?
Yeah, I assume somebody was saying they were jealous that, oh, you guys had a lot of good fishing trips up there. And the voice is clear. I don't know who's saying it.
Which just leads me to 100 questions in my mind of, great, if you're jealous of us here fishing this river, where the hell are you? And what are you doing? Are you not in a better place where you can go fish anywhere? Anytime?
I think you're just being polite.
That concerns me,
I'm
man.
quite jealous that you've had 30 good years of fishing up here. I didn't. They haven't had that opportunity for so long that they're jealous because we've enjoyed it for 30 years. Is what I took from it. I don't know.
Who are we talking to?
The word that came to my mind, and I believe they probably said it, was family. When I was talking about the original guys that owned the camp and the time they spent up here, family was what it was all about. Is that right?
What do the natives think about the activity as far as population-wise up here in the last 30, 40 years? Hasn't been too bad. It's still pretty quiet up in these parts. Is there a Bigfoot up in these woods?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm getting a shiver down my back right now. And starts talking about Bigfoot, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting a shiver. It's still going, man.
I'm not having any reaction.
I believe there is. Old growth forest behind the camp.
So what is it, 20 or 30 kilometers straight across over to Temagami?
27 kilometers to Brian's camp, as the crow flies.
Bigfoot could cover that in how many days?
2.
I was asking them.
And it's two people talking back and forth. One of them sounded like Papa Mike.
I don't know, but that was pretty clear. I know that.
Okay, that's freaking me out a little bit because one of the responses I got in my video was my name, Gary Reed, and then it said, come here. Come here. And this thing's saying, don't go near the water.
I wasn't sure if they were talking about don't go near the water fountain that we're listening to. I don't know what it meant. We're sitting on the Ottawa River. Yeah, it's hard to decipher.
Ooh, I just got a bad feeling about that. Try to drown me?
You spirits have a message for us?
Not only did they say, is that a ghost? 2 different voices again with a question. Wait for it.
There's another response. Sounded like the same voice.
Yeah, it did sound like the same voice.
Who's coming through the box? Say your name.
That's where it says Douglas. Yeah.
Not on mine, but pay attention.
That was from Doug. The Hack Shack says Douglas.
Well, it very clearly says Ella on mine, is what's recorded. You can hear say Ella, and the pink writing is what I put, what was recorded. I haven't altered any of that.
Right.
So these words here, you wouldn't hear. It's just the sound of the water fountain, but it says it's from Doug.
Right.
So on your video, it says Douglas.
The Hack Shack says clear as day, Douglas.
Well, can you not hear Ella? It doesn't even sound like Douglas on mine.
Okay, well, we obviously have somebody here communicating with us. Beautiful day, isn't it? Hey, boys.
Who's coming through the box? Say your name. Here, listen to it. It says Douglas.
Won't reach you. You'll have to come closer.
I think you're hearing what you're
No.
Here.
On mine, because my camera was closer, it very clearly says Douglas.
This side.
Could be.
It's Douglas.
It's okay. So that whole thing, right? Like, I don't know.
And then it says clearly, it says
I
Doug.
know.
It's from Doug.
I heard on the water fountain something about Doug right there.
Yeah.
I'm just going by the L or whatever. But when you say it says Douglas, it could be like a more of an echo to it, Douglas.
Yeah, it's Douglas. When you hear my camera, which is right beside the speaker, it says Douglas.
Also, that's been filtered. That's been filtered through the software, right? This is what I put on the screen.
Yeah.
So it sounds a little different. It's a little clearer.
Okay, well, we
It's
obviously have
Douglas.
somebody here communicating with us. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Look, man who has burns.
This is why I've called you here tonight. This is a two-parter. This one, and then the next response.
Fishing just like old times. Yeah, my face, it's burnt.
Okay, so I'm thinking something to do with the mill, an accident, and this spirit's come through to talk to us because we're right there in the vicinity of it.
It could have even been the guy who owned this camp or somebody in his family that worked at the mill, because they all worked at the mill from that town.
Well, the thing that I was thinking of is right at that boat launch is that big warehouse thing that had a fire.
That was a water pump station. It pumped the water up to the mill, to either the acid plants or to the whatever mulch system they used there.
I mean, I'm sure there's dozens and dozens of accidents and deaths that happened at that mill. And that's why I
God.
thought, if you've seen this, maybe we take a spin up there tonight, do a water session up there at that pumping station, and just talk to them about the mill, or who wants, if this guy wants to come through. Out of the blue, we're talking about fishing and a specific family, and this guy's like, they said, look, it's the, what did they say the first time? The burnt guy or whatever?
Man with the burns.
The man with the burns, and then he says he had an
His
accident
face
and
was
his
burnt.
face was burned.
So again, just the fact that we've got two different replies that are talking about the same thing.
Okay, so that leads me back to the other one. Remember he said, is that a ghost? And then a response or two later says, that's no ghost. Like the conversation carries
Yes,
over. Just
yes.
like this guy with the burns. I don't get it. I don't claim to get it. I just know what I'm hearing. Let's continue, but
Can we get a female to come through and say something? That's a female voice right there, man, with this laughter. That'd be awesome. I hear female. You can cut this next question out if, did you guys like here back in the 50s? Not at all, is what came
You
through
had to
the...
beat that one out.
A lot of fornication going on up here along the river back in the 50s. Must have been her replying, not at all.
Was that rude or was that funny?
Gotta have a sense of humor. It's not rude or funny, man. It's delightful. Maybe the act was delightful. The question
Your
wasn't.
sense of humor was delightful, probably. That's what I took from it.
Tell us a joke.
Here's a good one.
You heard in your closet there's monsters? Dude, I'm getting a full shiver because that's not. It's not because there's two strange things that happened today. It wasn't one closet, it was two. I'm walking out of the bedroom and it sounded like a box falling in the closet. And I'm like, I looked, nothing. And I was like, okay, well, I brushed it off. I go to let Gage outside and go upstairs to put his food in his bowl. And there's another closet that goes beside the stairs. And I heard a loud thump in that closet. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And now they're talking about ghosts.
You asked for a joke, and they said, we've heard in your closet monsters. Now that's funny, dude. Because it's not funny.
I'm getting shivers again down the back of my neck. There's something that why is it that children around the world have things that either hide under their bed or in their closets? You know, it just and I know not only has this happened at my house now where we live, where the box came off the shelf twice. We rented a place before we moved back here, and honest to God, I'm getting full shiver, man. Carrie said to me, I keep hearing noises, and she doesn't believe in any of this stuff at all. We keep hearing noises in this closet, in this bedroom that we lived in. That house was freaking haunted, dude. I went to stay for the first weekend there, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, the clothes rack that goes across came crashing down out of that closet. And I'm getting a full shiver just remembering that.
I haven't had any shivers yet during this review of this, but got me thinking about something I just did here during my reno. I got a giant closet basically that I enclosed up in there where I showed you where the blower is.
Yeah.
That whole space is open, and Robin even said something about maybe that's where the spirits will hide.
If you like attics, closets, dark spaces, man. No, I'm getting continual shivers down the back of my neck.
Okay, well, let's finish this and then we'll go to our session.
I'm not going up to the mill.
Why?
No. Because that's a dangerous place, man. And you could be charged with trespassing because it's all boarded
Well, we
up.
can do a session right out here and see. I don't know if I really want to invite some burn victim accident.
No, I think that's just somebody, like you said, who had an accident at the mill, visiting while we're at the camp there, obviously, and who's ever watching us is pointing this out. None of this makes sense. Hello. Oh, hello, both of you. Jack, get down.
Come on.
Hey,
sit down.
buddy. Hello.
Okay, go over there and sit down.
You've both said hello now. Okay.
All right, my hand's getting tired holding this camera. Last message to you on the water kettle.
Let's send out some light to them and their family.
All right, thanks for coming through. We'll check back in later. You can use the spirit box to come through.
So I'm getting my jacket ready to go, and he looks up there and says, "Oh yeah, you got that holy water." And I said, "You might need to bless yourself tonight because I did earlier tonight, and when I did it, something happened." So I said, "Let me put a little cross on your forehead with this holy water, and you tell me what happens, and we'll see if he has the same reaction that I had."
All right, let it rip.
Just close your eyes and tell me what happens. Anything? Ah, it's burning! Ah, get it off! Get it off! Back off.
He says, you might need some of this to bless yourself. And I went, no, I don't. How long does holy water last before it goes bad? That's my question.
My question is it really a monster in your closet or is it something darker?
I'm done talking about my closets, dude. We're going to head out to the garage and we're going to follow up on the burned man. We want to talk to Doug because he was obviously trying to come through again. And of course, Grant wants to ask about the monsters in my closet.